Hey guys, what's going on? Let me turn the music down here. Just wanted to do a quick video outlining this last build and answer any questions people might have right off the cuff. So as you can see here, the theme that I went with was Captain America, and continuing. I've been doing a lot of Marvel characters lately. I didn't necessarily mean to go that route. It's just kind of what happened. But yeah, after the last Hulk build, I kind of had a desire to do Captain America, and I'm toying around with doing a Thor build next. It's a little harder to order parts right now with everything that's going on. It takes a lot longer for stuff to get here. So going over this build really quick, you can see we went with the Captain America shield there on the outside, kind of embedded into the front. I went ahead and ran an LED light plate behind this that just taps right through the front panel here and hooks right up to the 12-volt headers inside. So the lighting is completely self-contained with the build and works off the motherboard power. So turn on the PC, this turns on. Turn off the PC, this turns off. Works really nice and simple that way. On the top there, we've got our I/O, front I/O. Got some headphones, got a USB 3.0 power and reset switch, and there's actually a light behind here that works in tandem with the hard drive, so you will see that flash sometimes, and that's just working with the hard drive. It's the hard drive light. Went with the classic Captain America vinyl decal. This is the automotive grade, so this is not coming off. It's got a nice slick feel to it, not like a cheap sticker. This thing is it's pretty nice. I really like it. You can see got a top fan here for exhaust, and back there is a fan for exhaust as well, both 120. I believe they're going at 1200 rotations per minute. And then I know it looks like there's not a lot of room here for cooling to come in on the front of this case, but what you can't see is on the back here, it's about, well, it's almost three fingers wide, but there's a mesh side panel. You can kind of see some of the light bleed there coming through. There you go, the bluish light back there. So it's a pretty big strip down the entire side of the PC there. So you don't want to push this PC completely against the wall, or else you'll be blocking its ability to pull in cool air. And then at the bottom here, there's a big space here, at least 2-finger width space that's open as well for cool air to be able to come in that way. So there's actually a lot of cool air coming into the case. Getting into the case itself, you can see it is a full tempered glass side panel there. Went with the RGB Wraithspire cooler. This is the slightly older version, which is better. Has the entire, the full copper block and base where it connects to the CPU. And so really good cooling. Did not come with the CPU. I just really wanted it for this build, so I ordered it separately. Keeps that chip nice and cool. The chip behind there is a 1600 AF. So it is an AMD CPU, and that 1600 AF is using that 12 nanometer technology. It's the upgrade to the base 1600. So good chip, works really well in conjunction with our 5600 XT by Radeon here. This particular one's built by Gigabyte, but those are Radeon graphics cards. So Radeon working in conjunction with the CPU. You've got AMD stuff, so nice. It doesn't really matter. I mean, you can switch between NVIDIA and Intel, but in my experience with all the builds I've done, it seems like I have less issues when I pair Intel and NVIDIA and AMD and Radeon. It just seems like they play nice together. Using Alloy. 16 gigabytes of RAM here, 2 8GB chips. I really like this Alloy RAM. I've been using their brand now for a while, and I've had nothing but good experiences with it. This particular sets are 3400 for speed, so pretty fast RAM. And then the board in the background, the motherboard, is a B450 Tomahawk. So this one's made by MSI. Great boards, super reliable, dependable boards, and great for these gaming builds. I've had nothing but good things to say about them. Using custom cabling, so for our GPU and for the main power for the motherboard, and you can barely see it, but back up there, left-hand corner, for the board power itself, the 4-pin, or actually it's 8-pin connector, that's also the blue, and the I/O shield in the back, and for the all the parts back there, all the components capacitors, resistors, and stuff like that. It actually has metal heat shield there for heat dissipation. So same thing down there. That MSI there, that's metal as well. So really nice board. Went ahead and went with a Captain America pop. It is a bobblehead. He does the wiggle and shake there with his head. But the thing I really liked about this one, it's from Endgame. He's got Thor's hammer there. You can't really see it because the light is overexposing the camera here. But this is like blue electricity coming up around him. So I went ahead and used another one of those LED light plates and adhered him to that, and then ran the power to another 12-volt header on the motherboard. I actually just shared one header for both this and for the LED light back there. So it's hard to see now, but when you see it in person, that light goes right up through that lightning and just makes it look like it's crackling and glowing. Really nice effect. So thought that turned out well. There's our two fans in the front, custom RGB strips up top that I put in. And then you're going with still that red, blue, and white theme for Captain America. For the Wraith Spire there, it's actually running red and blue. That's why it has sort of that odd look to it, because I've got dual colors going there, that blue ring around the outside, and then red AMD logo. So there is an M.2 in there, the SSD. So that's for your Windows operating system. That's 256 gigabytes. So you could throw a couple programs on there as well, and maybe a game or two. And then inside of here, I've got a 2 terabyte Seagate 7200 RPM physical hard drive and 500 watt cool and quiet EVGA power supply running all of this. Did some custom for the graphics card slots there for the shielding. I switched out 2 of them for white, just continuing the theme. I just thought it looked really, really nice. All the fans are 120 120 millimeter, and I believe they're all running at 1200 as their top speed, 1200 RPM. So let's see what else we got going on here. I ran an RGB strip underneath of the PC, which gives a nice little glow coming out from underneath. And moving on to our monitor. It's a 32-inch AOC is the brand. I've had good results with their monitors, and it's 144 hertz, 1 millisecond response time, FreeSync, so it's going to work in tandem with that card to give you way less screen tearing and issues like that, even if you don't have V-Sync turned on in games. So that's a nice added bonus there. Wall mounted that, threw in a blue RGB strip behind it, and then ran the cables there through some plastic sheathing, so blends right in there. As far as the mouse and keyboard goes, I went with Red Dragon just to keep the cost down a little bit. However, I did not skimp on quality. This is the all metal. So that's a nice heavy keyboard, no flex to it whatsoever. Full RGB backlighting. I have them both set to blue, but you could do any combination of colors. And they are mechanical switches, and not feels like mechanical switches. They are actually mechanical switches. When you pop these off, comes with a tool. They're red switches, so they're linear and silent, and they feel really good. I've been really impressed with them. They are not like, they're not MX Cherry red switches. It is Red Dragon's version of a red switch, but it is a full mechanical switch. So same thing with the mouse. You can change your DPI on the fly here. Multiple settings for that. A couple of clutch buttons on the side there. And then it's got a third button here in the middle that you can kind of set up with whatever you want. So you basically have 3 custom buttons there to mess around with. And again, you can change this to any color you want. It's even got lighting there on the side. Looks nice, feels good, works well. It's not going to shock or wow anybody, but it's really functional and gets the job done, and it's a pleasure to use. So that's all that really matters at the end of the day. What else? So you could change the RGB mat to whatever color you want. Again, kind of going for that red, white, and blue. Mouse pad here has that electricity kind of that we saw present with this pop. And then this is really cool. Wallpaper Engine is a program that allows you to have lightly animated backgrounds. So this is not a screensaver. This is actually, you can see I'm actually using programs and stuff, and it still stays animated in the background. So I really liked that. So we've got some more electricity going back there from Civil War, Captain America versus Iron Man. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. I like this desk. I went ahead and threw blue RGB underneath the desk, so blue, red, blue behind the monitor, red up there with my RGB LED lamp that I utilize. And then I threw a DAC on this as well because I like to push planar open back headphones, and they require a little bit more oomph than just plugging it directly into your PC tower itself. So they're not terribly expensive, and they're so worth it. And then this desk is nice, works really well. I threw a smaller set of Bose speakers, can't really see them, in there, and then there's room there for, you got Ragnarok, Thor versus Hulk, and maximum effort there. So yeah, that's pretty much the build in a nutshell. I'll probably gonna take Hulk down here soon. I love having him up there, but I don't think he matches the theme. I was thinking about doing a kind of a Thor build next, and maybe Thor from Ragnarok, and so then the Hulk would actually fit really well with that build. So I've been toying with the idea of just leaving him up, but I think it would look a lot better to take him down so that the white wall is playing better with the blue and red RGB lighting. So guys, that's it. Thanks so much for taking some time to look. Really appreciate it. This build was a challenging build, but it turned out really well, and it was a lot of fun to do. So thanks again. Appreciate it. Throw any questions in the comments below, and I'll do my best to get